Today's episode is going to be about Mudflap. It is a diesel fuel app to save you money. So I want to welcome you to the show. This is Eric Stark with Radio Arizona RV, your best RV podcast. The podcast that is for everyone who likes to work on their RV or just wants to know how things work or just have that knowledge. So if you take it to a dealership, you're prepared, you kind of got an idea what's happening, what it's going to cost, what you're up against. So today's episode is number 80, which is going to be about Mudflap, a diesel fuel app. Now, this app is pretty darn cool, so I'm going to break it down. So I also want to remind you to share this episode with others who might be interested in saving money. And this app will work for anybody. You don't have to be an RVer. If you own a vehicle that has a diesel engine in it, you buy diesel fuel, it's for you. And just like all the episodes, share them with everybody. They're helpful no matter what. And if you have any questions, don't forget you can contact me at radioarizonarv.com using the Contact Us page. And as always, I want to remind you I have a brick and mortar retail store. I have several websites where I sell products, and you can find links to the websites at radioarizonarv.com. And as a reminder, I do not sell everything on our websites that I talk about for one reason or another. So now let's do this. Let's get into episode number 80 and talk about the Mudflap fuel app. Now, one thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to back up a little bit. We're going to pause for a moment. I do want to, acknowledge there's a lot going on in the world today. And as a do-it-yourselfer, we can get distracted with things. Our winter here in Montana has been pretty mild. In one of my recent episodes, I talked about getting stuff done, not procrastinating. And, I've been doing it. I've been getting a lot of stuff done this winter, and it's paying off. We've had warm weather, and it's been worth it, man. I'm getting things done that normally you'd have to wait till spring for. Depending on your weather, get stuff done. Get your RV up to speed. Get things ironed out so in the springtime you don't have to do it. Okay, now, that being said, let's get back into this Mudflap app. There's always going to be distractions. There's always going to be things to pull us away from what we need to do. In fact, I've been so busy lately, it's just been insane. Just little things like doing this podcast episode has taken weeks to do. And, it's not a matter of getting the information together. It's just I'm so busy with stuff. We're just busy, which is great. In the wintertime, we normally aren't this busy. So we're having a great winter, which is nice. Now, the Mudflap fuel app. It's for anybody who has a vehicle that has diesel, that runs with a diesel engine or diesel fuel. So it's not just for an RVer. It's not just for a truck driver. It's for anybody that has a diesel engine and you buy diesel fuel. Now, Mudflap came to me, and yes, they came to me, amazingly enough, and they asked me to promote it. And yeah, I get some chump change for doing this. Whenever someone signs up, I get about 30 cents, or they charge me 30 cents. I forget, it's one of those things. I don't make a lot of money, but hey, I got to pay for this podcast somehow, right? I'm kind of laughing because I gave the girl a hard time. Well, I'll be a billionaire within months, right? But no, seriously. I get a little kickback. It isn't a big deal, but I like the app, and that's what's cool about it. I have actually put this out to some people I know to try it out, and it works. It works well. They've had no issues paying for their fuel with the Mudflap app. I don't know if you're familiar with these. It's newer. I know some gas companies like Conoco, they have their own app for buying fuel. So if you put the app on your phone, and I just happened to be at a Conoco station the other day and noticed as I was at the pump board waiting for the fuel to fill up, and it says something about saving money, and that's interesting. And if you put the app on your phone, and when you prepay for your gas, or you pay for your gas, you go into the cashier and just show them your phone that you paid for it, and they turn on the pump, and away you go. So I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And then it wasn't just, a day later, Mudflap contacts me and basically the same thing. And one thing about Mudflap, and that's Mudflap, one word, Mudflap. And their website is mudflapinc.com. Before I go any further, to promote this, I have a link for it on my website at radioarizonarv.com. There's a link at the top, and the navigation says Mudflap Fuel App. And if you use a promo code Radio Arizona RV, you get $10 off when you sign up for your next. You get $10 of fuel for free. The app is free. You just get $10 worth of free fuel. So that's a bonus. So I want to get that out there, and I'll hit that again. But anyway, so what's cool about this is it's not brand specific. So like, here in Montana, you got Conocos everywhere. And I know they're in other parts of the country, but you go to Arizona, California, other states, there are no Conocos. There's like Mobiles, there's Chevrons, there's Shells, but no Conocos. And maybe where you're at, there's a different brand you see all over, but once you leave your state, that brand disappears. So getting those discounts on that brand are cool when you're at home, but when you're traveling, well, they could disappear. So now Mudflap is brand free. So you can use it at any one of the fuel stops that they've partnered with. And now I'm going to be honest here. They don't have 1 billion partners across the U.S. They're real strong in the upper Midwest. And then it gets lighter. The upper northern East Coast, they're pretty strong, but they're gaining new partners every day. So this is going to grow. It's not going to be just a one area, one state type of thing. So my recommendation is you get the app and you just check it from time to time to see if a station near you is now on board, or your favorite station. Eventually they'll get it, but it's kind of staying ahead of it. So, in your local area, maybe you want to get an app for Conoco or whoever it is if they have something like that. But, Mudflap's growing, and if you own a vehicle with a diesel engine, you can save up to 50 cents per gallon. So that's some serious money. On a tank of fuel, depending on how much you buy, how often, that can be, a good chunk of change every time you fill it up. Now, it's up to 50 cents per gallon. So it could be 10 cents, it could be 20 cents, but either way, it adds up. Don't look at the small picture. Well, if I go to the gas station and I fill up, I'm going to save $10. That's already worth it. Well, $10 over a year, that's going to add up to, hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on how much fuel you buy. If you have more than one diesel vehicle in your family, if you have 2 or 3, there you go. It just keeps adding up, keeps getting better. And this is instant savings. This isn't a savings or a cash back deal at the end of the year, you get the money back. This is right there. You see the pump price on the app, and then you see the negotiated price. And that's pretty darn cool. So you know what you're up against. Before you ever even pay, you're seeing this. You're seeing what you're going to save and what you're going to pay, and voila, there you go. And so it works pretty easy. So the app is free. You just download it to your phone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android device. And they have links to downloading it on their website. And I also have them on radioarizonarv.com under the Mudflap Fuel app link at the top of the page as part of the menu system. So it's right there. And you can download the app. So now, we might be skeptical about it. It sounds like another one of those things, some guy pitching something. And I normally don't pitch things like this, but I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, I've had some people trying it out and they've had no problems with it. I do not own a vehicle with a diesel engine in it, so it's of no value to me for the most part because I don't buy diesel fuel. But a lot of people do buy diesel fuel, so depending on where you're at, diesel's very popular. Well, they're popular no matter what today. So I normally don't pitch something like this, but in this case, I'm going to. This isn't my normal podcast either. This isn't totally a do-it-yourselfer thing, but it can help you save money. And that's what it's all about, especially today, man. Things are getting more expensive. This world's going crazy. So we got to save where we can. And this can definitely help. So I'm going to emphasize some things here. Like, you don't have to own an RV. You don't have to be pulling your RV. If you have a vehicle with a diesel engine, you can use the app. That's what it's all about, saving money on diesel fuel. If you're just going to and from work every day in your truck with a diesel engine in it, you can use the app to save money, provided there's a fuel stop in your area. What's cool is you can download the app for free, whether you got an iPhone or an Android device, and it's secure. Like everything online anymore, security is a must, and this app is secure. So you just add your credit or your debit card to it to buy fuel at the discounted Mudflap price. Pretty simple there. And so there's hundreds of fuel stops across America where they have partnered with. So that'll keep growing. And there's no fees whatsoever. So you don't get charged a fee for downloading the app, for using the app, for anything. It's free. All you do is save money. And now that sounds kind of crazy, but it is. It's free. And, these types of apps are becoming more popular in different parts of our lives as well. So a free app, we understand that, and you're not going to pay anything, and that's cool. So you're not paying for a discount. You're just getting the discount for using the app. Mudflap, they make money on the other side. They're getting money back from the fuel stop. They get, a percentage of every gallon that's sold. So they're making some money here. So it's not like this is a freebie thing where, it's a .org where they're getting funded by the federal government or something. They're making money on the backside. In fact, like I told you, I get a small little thing. I get a commission for everybody that signs up, and then I get, peanuts per gallon. It's ridiculously low, but I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you what it is, how it works. I'm just being honest with you. That's all. That's what I do. I try to be honest, right? I think if you listen to the show, you know that. I'm not going to BS you into something. So it's available. It works. And now it's all free. And I've said that. So you download the app and you onto your phone. And here's the thing that might sound kind of weird to you that, you might question this. Well, I download the app. You pay for the fuel. You find the fuel stop. Me personally, I'd get to the fuel stop, if it's whatever, Joe's Conoco or Joe's whatever gas station, and you can use it there. Then I would just make sure I'm there at the pump, and I would pay for it right then and there. Then you walk inside the store and you just show them on your phone that you paid. That's it. So there's a code there, and the cashier sees the code. They put the money into the pump that you're at, and bang, you're done. You start pumping your fuel. Now, the drawback is if you're trying to guess how much fuel there is, you might have to go back into the store. If you said, hey, put $100 on number 12 pump, right? And you only take 90. Well, you got to go back into the store to get your change. It's not going to go back on your app, or at least I don't think it is. I haven't used it to that point, and the ones that I have testing it, they haven't used it that level either. So that'd be a good thing to know if you do use this. I kind of went over all this stuff with the people at Mudflap to make sure there's no gimmicks. You're not going to lose money. And they're like, nope, no way. Every transaction is recorded and it's on your phone. So if you see something, if it bonks out, your battery dies, you just open up the phone again once it gets charged, and there it is. And so you're not going to lose any money. They're very confident in that, because that was one of the things I had a question about and was concerned. I don't want people putting money in here and their phone dies while they're walking into the store, and now they can't get fuel. That would be a problem, right? Well, you get your phone charged back up, open up the app, and bam, what you've done is there. And so you're okay that way. They're not going to take your money. And I know that can be a worry, but they're not going to. So whatever you kind of encounter, it's worked around that. And that's all these apps anymore do that. They've got apps figured out. In fact, apps are probably more reliable in some cases than programs on a computer. You buy a program for a few $100s, riddled with problems. You get an app for free, and it works great for years, So that's what this is. It's just an app for your phone. So you download the app, and you're going to be prompted to see if you got an invite code. And in this case, you're going to type in Radio Arizona RV. They're going to give you a $10 fuel bonus. So you get $10 right off the get-go for just putting the app on your phone. Then you can save the money. And like I said, you just walk into the store, show them the deal, and then you go out and fill up your vehicle. So it doesn't get much simpler than that for saving money. The benefit is you save the money, and like I said, it might not be at any of the fuel stops near you right now, but you definitely want to sign up. Just get prepared for it. So when a fuel stop's there, it'll show up, and let your friends know. Pass this around. This is a cool deal. Anybody that drives a vehicle with a diesel engine in it, and, they want to save some money, especially you don't have to work for it. This is simple. At first I thought, well, walking inside the gas station, that's going to suck. Who wants to do that? But who cares? If you've been driving for any length of time, it's just stretching your legs. It only takes a second. And, if you want to go in there to get a cup of coffee or anything else, well, you're already in there. You can just kill two birds with one stone. If you got to go to the bathroom, whatever it might be, you want to go in there and buy some trinkets. You need some licorice, box of Good and Plenty, some bubble gum, chips. You get the picture, right? Okay, so this is going to be a shorter episode than normal just because it is what it is. And I'm going to do a video on this as well, throw it on YouTube, hopefully get that done the next week or so, because I like this deal. I'm getting behind this, and would like you to too, just so you can save the money. That's it. you're going to save up to 50 cents a gallon. And that's going to change depending on what fuel stop you go to, what the negotiated deal is. Some of them might be 50 cents. Some of them might be a dime. Some of them might be 20 cents. But saving money is saving money, especially this day and age where things are getting tougher and harder. As we know, the news is changing or, letting us know what's happening in the United States, and things are getting interesting, right? So maybe things are going to fall apart. Maybe they're not. Who knows? But in the meantime, just save some money and keep focused on what you do. And that's RVing, taking care of your family, and making sure everybody's happy around you. So, hey, I want to thank you for listening today, and please share this episode and let others know about the Mudflap app. Send them to my website, radioarizonarv.com, where they can see the app as well. So I want to thank you again for listening, and have a good one and be safe. This is Eric Stark with Radio Arizona RV.